out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, body beat stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, body beat stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freeze up.
Welcome to the Ultimate DJ Music Review and More Talk Show. I am your host, Miss Taj B. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I'll be moving slow sometimes, but doggone it, I'm here. I was running last minute. You guys kind of know how I do, but I'm here, doggone it. And so is our guest. And she time and she's ready, and we not having no technical difficulties. Praise the Lord. That's all I can say. The last two shows, y'all know how them last two shows was heading off, but praise God, it's not like that's prayed earlier before the show. So let's welcome our guest, Miss MAMINA Das, to the stage. Welcome.
Namaste.
Welcome. Thank you for coming through. You want to introduce yourself? Yeah, tell the people who you are and what you do.
I would first like to thank Miss Tash B for finding me.
Yeah. That's
and
right.
I'm very happy to be here.
We gotta have every flavor on our show.
Yeah, that's how life becomes complete. You know, you have to have something of everything. If you don't have everything of something, you can just have something from everything.
That's right.
So that's beautiful, and I'm grateful for this invitation, and I'm looking forward to the conversation today. I am a behavior therapist for autistic children, and I also do my podcast, and I am a visual artist, and I have written a children book which is under publishing, and I'm venturing into entrepreneurship now.
Okay, that's right. Welcome, congratulations, and tell them where they can find you at. What's your podcast and what's your book? Where can they find you? What's
So my book is under publishing now, and the cover is already out in my Facebook page. You can find me in Facebook with my name, Mamina Das. And I have a page for my podcast, Holistic Conversations. If you go to my personal account, Mamina Das, you will find there 2-3 more accounts, and you can look me up, find me there. And also, I would like to invite, if anybody wants to be featured in my podcast, please email in the page. You will find all the information, and we'll have you.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, most people I tell how to, what's going on. I do a 5-question kind of warm up to get us used to each other. And that way it kind of breaks the ice for us. You ready for the question? You want to hit the question?
Ready.
Okay, I have my glasses on because I can't see nothing without my doggone glasses, girl. I can only see right. I can see far. I can't see anything near.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, let me see if I can start it right.
Okay.
Integrating physical and mental health. How do you integrate physical health practices such as nutrition and exercise into your holistic approach to child development?
I'm totally carrying my body and my mind when I'm going to work. And my integration is through the faith, that faith and love. I believe that we all come with the intention to this world. And my faith is going to show me that intention and help me work on that. So that is the bridge, which is through my breathing. I feel my body and my
Yeah.
mind, and the invisible faith, I that is my vehicle for uh, integration. Yes.
All right, that's all right. Cause I believe, I don't know if you know, I usually start my show with a little love for God, because I believe without God
Yeah.
nothing is possible.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
yeah, so thank you for even just adding that, because a lot of people don't believe in God. So it's not an invisible faith. Your faith is very visible. Okay, so now how do you integrate this into your approach to child development?
I have faith in the child. I have faith in the system, and that faith helps me open my mind to see the diversity, and include each child as a whole individual. Like if I have a set of mind and I am seeing another child, that that is opening me up to the child.
Yeah.
With him, he is the instrument where my diversity is tested, my
Okay.
inclusion is tested.
Okay.
I
Now,
learn from him, I teach him
yes.
something.
Yes. 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 I'm gonna get into it with you later on. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised. Emotional and psychological well-being. What
Yeah.
techniques do you use to support the emotional and psychological well-being of children? This is a two-part question.
Yes, for emotional, I think my presence with them and seeing them and listening to them, what they're going through. If they're angry, they can be angry, they can say what they want, but then there is a teaching there. There's an opportunity to teach them how they can let their anger release.
Yes.
There are ways to it. There are ways to it. First,
Can you
the
explain?
child,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like suppose I was working with a child, he was physically very aggressive. He would not use his words. He would hit other kids. So that was his first to go. So after so many instances, I asked the child, like, what do you like about hitting? He said, I feel very powerful. He said, as a child, I feel very powerful. I can crash the whole world. He said
Yeah.
like that. So I said, okay, tell me what happens when you punch your friend or any other kid. He said that I saved myself. I saved myself. I said, okay, that's fine. That's self defense. But do you think that all the mistake is his and you did nothing? So then the child looked at me and said, he was honest. He was honest. He could speak his truth. He said, no, it's not all him. But I didn't like the way he said, talk to me.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, wonderful. Thank you for saying me that. And then now you know that you are in school. He is not your sibling or he is not a member of your family, but he
Yeah.
is your friend outside of your home. So when you are at school, you know you have a teacher. You know you have to follow certain rules. You know if whom to go to. I understand you are angry, you can hit him. Totally, you can hit him. But are there other possibilities with which you can treat your friend little better and you can treat yourself a little better? Because when you punch, what happens to your hand? What happens to your fist? Do you get hurt? He says, yes, I get hurt. I say, see, you hurt, you get also hurt. So from now we are going to practice. If you are angry, that's okay. But we will go to the teacher, talk to the teacher. First and first. adult involvement is very, very important, and it's our responsibility. So we are all going to listen to you, and we are all going to work with you on this.
Oh, that's so nice. I wish it was somebody around like that when I was busting ass. Okay. Let me finish the question out. It says, um, what techniques do you use to support the emotional and physiological well-being of children, particularly in managing stress and building resilience?
Yeah, to to believe in themselves, and they are not all of them. They are all unique. You know,
Yeah.
everybody is capable. Everybody is capable. Maybe you are not able to write the full sentence today, but you know your levels. Let's
All
start with
right. We
that.
got some people in here saying hi. Wait, let's welcome our guest to the show, Dr. Frizzle Frost. Salute. They got you always lie while I'm at work, dropping through to show some love. That's all right. Hello,
Hi. Hello.
Jamie P. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Hello.
Glad you here. 10 Crimes from Dublin, Ireland. Greetings.
Wow.
Thank you guys for coming through. We appreciate you. N- Um uh I wish that there were people around like you when I was growing up, because I sure was slap the hell out of somebody with no issues at all. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Family and
Okay, sure.
community. Yeah, family and community involvement. How do you involve families and community in the holistic development of a child, and what role do they play in your treatment methods?
Yeah, they play a very important role because they know the child more than I know him. I know some aspects of the child, but a mother knows a child better than me. So, asking the mother and uh, talking to them, like what kind of treatment uh, they approve of, how do they understand what we are doing, or to understand, like, suppose there are certain cultural barriers to it. So when people from different culture, we are working with different cultural diverse cultural families, we need to first break that cultural barrier and understand from their point of view how they understand treatment, how they understand the relation between the therapist and the child, how they want us to develop that relationship, and what are the limitations and what are the opportunities. For example, language, for example, food, for example, treating adults or treating kids, playing with the siblings, and there are so many norms, cultural norms, that we need to know and learn from each other and then blend with the treatment plan.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. 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 And a lot of times when you see stuff like that, you know, it's hard to get the parents sometimes to see the child,
Yes,
because it's their
yes,
child, you know. So,
yes, that is
inter-
true.
yeah, integrating the parents into the actual well-being of the child is something
Yeah,
that I had a difficult time with going along. But we'll talk about that after we get through the questions. Cognitive
sure.
and creative development. What activities or therapies do you use to foster cognitive and creative development in children? Two-part question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Well, it is a two-part question, but it is integrated into each other, I would like to say, because I believe in play therapy. Like when a child is uh, allowed to play with his comfort zone, then he's able to harness his creative skills. Like, I want to build this Lego like this because my dad builds like this at home, or I have seen my mom doing like this, so I will do this. If I'm in the kitchen area, there are some girls, they say my mommy cooks like this, my mommy cooks like this, and do you want to have breakfast, my mom cooks this for breakfast, or my
Yeah,
dad cooks like this for the breakfast.
yeah,
And I listen to them because they have a lot to say. They have a lot to say. They have, like, stories to tell. I totally listen to them, and whenever it is necessary, like, they are not able to share with the friends, or they are like getting aggressive, only then I step in. Otherwise I observe them in a group setting, in a playing with a group of 4 or 5 friends, and they develop socially. When they develop socially, they exchange their family time with their friends, and from there they become friends as well, and they get to
Yeah.
know each other. I also get to know them, like what they practice in their home. So that way it is integrated. Like the cognitive is definitely genetical from the parents, but with play, they learn from each other. Like my friend is doing like that, maybe I can try that. So that is the transfer of skills from the friends, from the outside, not from the home,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
a different culture from the outside. So they are learning, they are being creative, like just putting a cherry on top of the pie. Like I like to put a cherry on top of my pie, I eat it that way. So those are the creative things, that they see their mom and dad do, and they can just think more on that, you know
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And how do these methods contribute to overall well-being?
So they are engaged. Basically, they are engaged in a structured way. It's not like they're snatching or they're pushing other friends. They are in a structured environment. Like they have to follow rules. Like they have to wait for their turn. They have to ask for things. Their language is getting developed, and they are learning etiquette, social etiquettes and manners, how to treat people, basically in a social setting when
Yeah.
you are away from your home. So that is big. That is really big.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a blast because see, I try to tell people my questions are not that long, but they're pretty thorough in,
Yeah.
uh, you know, making people understand the
Yeah.
mannerisms of
Someone
yes,
someone is
mindfulness.
writing. Yeah, I raised my daughter as a single dad. Good for you.
Mindfulness and relaxation techniques. How do you incorporate mindfulness and relaxation techniques into your holistic approach? Two-part question.
So it is for me or it is for the children?
For the children.
Okay.
How do you
Mindfulness.
incorporate mindfulness and relaxation techniques into your holistic approach?
Yeah, mindfulness is children are always mindful. They are present. They are snatching. They are present. They are playing. They are present. They are always present. That is something I learned from the children. They are playing. They are on it. They don't know the teacher is calling. They don't know the bell is ringing. They don't know it's lunchtime. So they are always present, mindful. But they don't know the limit to the mindfulness. Like suppose they need something, that ways they are not very aware. Like I shouldn't be snatching, I should be
Yeah,
asking. I
that's
shouldn't
right.
be snatching. Yeah. So those way, like only stepping in when I see that it can be done in a better way. There are better ways to it. Like suppose a child, they are both playing, they are fighting over the same toy. So then what as the therapist, or teacher, or anybody who is helping in the classroom, they can just step in and say that okay, we need to take a turn, and you will get to play. You will get to play.
Yeah,
So let's set a timer and wait for our turn. Once your friend is done, you can play. Or if you take the chance first, then you have to, after 5 minutes, you have to give it to your friend. Those are the learnings, on spot learning. Those are mindfulness in a very conscious way, in a very social way, like acceptable way.
you should have
And
been around. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so
You,
this was mindfulness. Relaxation is when we are free playing. It's not structured. We are observing. But again, I stress a lot on play. Play is very relaxing for them. They are playing, or it's me time. Some children, they really like to do art or hobby, anything that they like. If a child is playing in the kitchen all by themselves, let them play. That they are relaxing. They don't want to talk to anybody. They are not interacting with anybody. What does that mean? That means they are happy, complete by themselves. It's not a problem that they are not socializing. Let them take their me time. Let them know themselves better. you know I totally agree with a child, and I totally stand by a child if a child is ready for those me times, because they are engaged with themselves. They can be more creative, and they are thinking. They don't. That does not mean they are not social. Not at all. No.
I have an oldest son like that. He used to do his work really quickly, and then he would
Yeah.
go off by himself. And his teacher would
Yeah.
always tell me, he's such a good child. Like
Yes. He
we
knows
don't
what to
really
do.
have to, yeah, we don't have to bounder him at all. Just like
Yeah. Yeah.
what do you teach him? Because he doesn't have to be bounded at all. And what
Yeah.
benefits have you observed uh, children who practice this technique regularly?
This mindfulness
Yes.
benefits are like, they understand the possibility of behaving better. They feel good. They next time when that situation comes, they either go to the teacher or they are asking for help.
So these
And
are. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, that's fine. So it's not. I will say it's not like they are learning mindfulness in a day and they are done. It is very momentum, moment to moment, like situation to situation, exposure to exposure, friend to friend, teacher to teacher. They behave differently with every teacher. They behave differently with every therapist. So they know how to behave where. They choose their people. They choose their teachers. They know that this teacher is going to listen to me. This teacher is going to take some time. This therapist is maybe going to engage me so much. This therapist is going to play. So they already read the people. It's not like they are not aware. They know us more than we know them.
Yeah, because they pay attention. They're very
Yeah,
smart. A lot of people don't
yeah.
realize children are very, very smart.
Very, very smart. They are very smart. Yes.
So those were our 5 questions. See, we got through the 5 questions. A lot of
Yes.
people think that the 5 questions are like, all this major stuff, but they're just 5 break the ice questions so that we can kind of get into a deeper conversation. And 10 crimes, welcome from Dublin, Ireland. Um, you don't even know my family crest is over there in Ireland.
Hmm.
My great grandmother,
Wow.
great grandmother, whose last name was Leeks. And
No.
my family crest cotton is over there in Ireland. So they traced
Wow.
my cotton name all the way back to Ireland. But
Oh, wow.
10 Crimes says, he raised his daughter as a single dad, and that he has it's very hard for a child with ADHD. This was his next.
Yeah,
So
it is.
how do you manage that in a holistic setting?
Yeah. So it's first of all, I would say you are a great dad because you already know that your child has ADHD. Uh, the answer is in the description basically. He needs attention. So it is the attention deficit, right? And he
Yeah.
would be seeking more attention. What does that mean? Is like, in a human level, if we are human, if we need to be heard, we will poke until you listen. See? Why are you not listening? Why are you not listening? Why are you not looking at me? Why are you
Yeah.
not doing this for me? Why are you not doing that for me? So they are full of questions. They are full of questions. And I would advise that you start listening to your child. What does the child want? Without judging that he has ADHD.
Yeah.
Just listen, one thing at a time. Don't fall into that mental trap of my child has ADHD. Well, okay, your child has ADHD, but
And now what?
behind
Go ahead.
behind yes, that you know, but now what? Now small steps for ADHD.
Yeah.
You need a schedule for him or her. uh, you know what she can do or he can do, and what he or she can help you with, what you can help with him or her, How are you planning your day? What is your child's interest? What is your interest? How can you both blend it together? These are certain things, you can take care of. Just, I'm telling you, just by listening to your child, that creates magic. That
My
creates magic.
my son got to be 32 years old, and then he told me he had ADHD. This the same one that was no problem in school.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, mom, I was diagnosed in the military with ADHD. I was like, what the hell that happened? I was like, you went
yeah.
all school all your life. Oh man, come on, bro. I said, no, you're just restless at a grown man age now, son. So we just kind of laugh about it at this point. But you
Yeah, that,
thank you. I think that 10 crimes, I think that should, you already know that. I don't have to go through that you in the chat, but we don't have to go through that because you know all these things about your baby, and if that helped a
yeah.
little bit. But you know what, Mamina, what happened is I used to be a child development kind of teacher out in the neighborhood
Oh,
grassroots level.
oh
And
wow.
yeah, I've raised hundreds and hundreds of children. I
Wow,
was
look at me, and you're asking me
yeah,
question. Not fair,
yeah.
not fair.
That's why I said after we get through it, then I'll talk to you. We'll kick it, But
Okay.
I've raised hundreds and hundreds of children. The babies are my babies. Actually, I'm a little bit mad with my old community because I've come from New York, but I now live in Florida, and I've been in
Oh
Florida
wow.
now almost 10 years. And in order for my wellness, I had to leave. You get what I mean? Like I needed to separate myself because I was absolutely overwhelmed. I had gotten onto a path
Oh,
where everybody else's well-being was meant more than my own. And
oh okay.
I'm one of those children that used to be that angry baby, because I was born sickly, and then I had parents that were on drugs. So the most of my young life I spent in the hospital.
Okay.
I'm in and out the hospital. And then every time the season changed, I was in the hospital because I was born
Mm.
chronically asthmatic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um
yeah.
and not unable to breathe outside of an airbed. So,
Mm.
every time I would come out the hospital, I would be out long enough to just, be able to play for a couple weeks and then right back into the hospital. So I didn't have a lot of school time, friend time.
Mm.
It was always, hospital time. I knew the hospital better than I knew, outside playtime, if I'm
Yeah,
making sense to you. So it made me really angry. You
yeah,
understand? And then me not
yeah.
being able to function in the way that everybody else could. Um, Anytime I got picked on for it, instead of me expressing it to them, I would just swing. And
Mm.
I literally about 19 years old I had to pray that God wrap my hands around my waist so that I wouldn't hurt anyone.
Oh, okay.
Like that was my prayer. God, please, tie my
Yeah,
hands to my waist. You get what I'm saying? So and it took a
yeah.
long time. It took from 19 until about 35 for me to hit a person again.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it took,
great.
and by the time I hit them, it was because they had pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and pushed me.
Uh,
And then I had the influence of my parent on the side saying,
hmm.
they don't believe you. My dad
Oh,
is telling
okay.
me, swing, because they don't know the old you. They don't believe there's another you
Oh,
inside there. You get what I'm saying? They were
uh,
just kind of
yeah, yeah,
walking
yeah,
over, trying to punk me, I guess, at a certain
yeah,
point. And I'm 35 years old. Why should I even have to keep fighting? I'm saved and I'm baptized, and I no longer want to fight anybody.
yeah,
But the pressure of the keep
yeah.
running into my face,
Hmm. Yeah,
and then one day I think I surprised him because he ran into my face, and I had pleaded with him so nicely, please stop doing that. Please
yeah,
stop doing that. Please stop doing that. I had kept pleading, please stop, because it's going
yeah,
to trigger another me.
Yeah,
And the
yeah, yeah,
other me, you're not gonna like the new me.
yeah,
And that none of that reached into his membrane. None of that
yeah,
reached his head. And
yeah,
so one day he ran into my house and ran in my face and just run screaming in my face, and I just caught him. Bow! And when I caught him, he fell to the ground and jumped back up, scared to death, like, oh my God, because he didn't know I could hit that hard. He didn't know I was that it really took him
yeah,
aback, but it took me back
yeah,
several feet,
yeah.
like it knocked me
I
back
hear you.
as far as I was concerned.
Yeah.
And so
See,
I no longer wanted to be bothered with him anymore. And I tell people that
yeah,
all the time. If it gets to the point where I have to hurt you
yeah.
or hit you, I'm no longer going to want to be bothered with you.
That's true. That's true. So, from your sharing, what has happened is very natural for a human being, you know? It's very natural. Like, how much will you tolerate?
Yeah. How much will you
You know?
tolerate? Exactly.
How much? How much? And
Yeah.
why? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Why? You have to show them sometimes, like, you know what? This is me. This is also me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
my dad kept saying. You need to show this other
Yeah.
side of you, because you totally changed from the
Yeah.
person that you used to be, and people are not taking you serious. So you
Yeah.
have to
That's
show
true.
them who the
Yeah.
other you is compared to the who you are now.
Yeah.
And it
That's
was it was like a blow to my whole system. Now I just, and especially after spending so many years and 10 crimes that I spent 3 years in and out of hospital. I know how you feel. Then new drugs, TNF inhibitors saved me. I prednisone saved me. A lot of care from the nurses saved me because
yeah.
the
Yeah.
nurses taught me how to literally take care of myself outside of the hospital in case of emergency. They would
Yeah. Yeah.
always tell me. So anytime I entered the emergency room in case of an emergency, I always knew what to tell them to give me. I need 2 epitaps. I need a
Uh,
prednisone taper. I need this. I need
yeah.
this. Because the doctors literally taught me how to take care of myself in case
Yeah.
of any event. But
Yeah.
what I want to say to you as holistic uh, um, childhood development, and I want you to hear me clearly. I
Yes.
hid, I hid a lot,
You
because
were
I had,
hiding.
yeah, I hid a lot. Nobody really knew. Even now, I sometimes do it. Um, when I was younger, because I was so sickly, anytime I got sick, it seemed to make everybody mad around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anytime I'm highly allergic to a lot of things. I'm allergic to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allergic to the dog. I'm allergic to the dust, the nuts, the shellfish, the eggs. I'm allergic
Yeah.
to so much. Like what I tell people all the time is that I came into the world already sanctified. See, you
No, I
understood that.
believe you are
See,
a
that's
fighter.
right. That's right. That's right.
No, you
I
are a
knew you would
fighter.
understand that. I came into the world
You,
already sanctified. All the things that we're not supposed to eat, I already came into the world unable to eat those things anyway.
yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I tell people I came, but I hid my
Yeah.
sickness because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I
Yeah.
found myself as an adult doing that as well. Even now, at my good grown young age, I still
Yeah.
find myself hiding the fact that I get ill from people because I don't
Yeah.
want the punishment of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
The
how do you
consequence.
deal
You are.
with
You
that with the
are.
children? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You are afraid. You were always afraid of the consequences, not the
Yes.
sickness, but the
Yes.
consequences. And you always hid because you were not seen as you were sick. You were not seen in a uh, uh, healthy way when you were sick, and so that impact that relation of the way you were being seen, you didn't like it, so you were hiding. That was a better choice for you.
Definitely.
Yes.
You know, like me,
So,
it would seem like, you know, with my brothers, it would look like favoritism because I was sick. And she's, you know,
yeah,
always, you're always catering to her. And you're, you know, so I would just
yeah,
hide and make pretend. I would be at my sickest sometime and be hiding. You okay? I'm okay. You know, all the way
yeah.
up until the point where my kidney almost failed. You know, my dad would always catch it though, my stepfather, because I had this way of leaning across the bed when my kidneys were inflamed. I would lean across the
Mm-hmm.
bed and rock my kidney across the bed,
Oh,
you know, like to calm
yeah,
it down. And my dad would
yeah,
always catch it. He'd look over at me and say, "What's wrong?" And I
yeah,
say, "Nothing. I'm okay."
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
from little, from 10, you know,
yeah,
8 up.
yeah.
And
You knew already how to suppress.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah. That's
you
a
know,
survival, you know. Yeah, that's a
yeah.
survival. And you did in that situation. You did your best, whatever you understood. What that was your savior. You knew if you are being seen, um, I'm not being treated well or accepted well, so it's better to hide and be safe. Safety, just for
Hmm.
safety.
Hmm.
Just for safety, feeling safe in your body. So there are different ways of keeping yourself safe, you know, and that little child thought that is a safer choice than to be seen as thick and hear all these things from other people. Let's just cut it off and just hide. That is a better choice. So it has happened to everybody, almost everybody, in so many different ways, because not everyone is educated on how to treat a child. And if even though we are reading Bible or this or that, the religion, the culture, the this and that, we have our other negative patterns with us, you know, which we are carrying. So so that we are not able to heal those patterns, and we have a child with us, so we have not learned for ourselves, and to see that in our child, we are feeling more helpless. We don't really know how to deal with it.
You know, the funny part about the ending of my stepfather after, you know, going through all that, he had lung cancer when he passed
Mm-hmm.
away. And he was he was literally like the day before, you know, his last day home before he went really walked to his death.
Yeah,
He he was crawling up and down the stairs. He was barely able to get up and down the stairs. And so he just sat on the top of the stairs like he almost urinated on himself, and he just sat at the top of the stairs and he was breathing whoo whoo, and he just looked up at me and he said, "I'm so sorry, Tosh." He said, I didn't know this is what you was going through, baby. You know, like it
mm-hmm.
was his, he just he like he really almost cried
Uh-huh.
because he wanted to apologize for all those years of me going
Mm.
through that and them not paying it any attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he's suffering the same thing and he's saying
Yes.
to me, I
Yes.
am so, so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
neglected you in these times because ooh, he said, I can't take this as a grown man. I can't
Yeah.
imagine how you handled this as a baby and as a
Yeah.
child, you know. So my
Yeah.
parent wind up feeling exactly what I was feeling, you know, for all
Yeah.
those years. And you know, I thank God that he was able to apologize on the way out the door, you know, that man,
Yeah.
I really didn't mean for you to have to suffer like this on your own, you know, because a lot of
Yeah.
times I was in the hospital alone, you
Wow.
know. They've tried to kill me a couple times, and you know, overdosing me and doing all kind of stuff because you know, I
Yeah.
don't know if you went through any of the other stuff with the other nurses that were on here, the doctors that were on here, but we had talked about, the way that the treatment is for ethnic people than it is for
Yeah,
Caucasian people. You
yeah,
you get what I'm saying? Like there's such a
yeah,
disparity. You feel me? And so even back then, at my young, you hear me keep saying my young age, uh, I it was even more so, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
had it not been for certain times of what do you call interjections, I would not even be here. Like
yeah.
there was always
So
some sort of savior that came in and
yeah,
saved my life.
yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. So you have always had God with you.
Yes. I came
Yes.
in sanctified, girl. Told you, sister.
And
Now
you
tell us.
know, when your father was suffering, uh, he realized at that point of time. So
Yeah,
it is always when we suffer, we understand the other's pain,
yeah,
most likely.
yeah.
We don't understand until we go through that, you know?
It made me real compassionate out there in the street with the
Yeah,
children.
yeah, yeah,
Nobody could understand why I was out there with the children
yeah.
because I was one of those children.
Yes, yes. And maybe that's why you have worked with children all your life.
Yeah, because I was one of those children. I kept trying to explain it to the people. I can't see
Yeah,
these babies just fall down and die.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah,
in my heart, I can't see them unalived.
yeah. God's
I
plan for you.
That's right. I'd rather see them live than unalive. And so I went
Yes.
out full force and created all these events and did all this, what they call magical stuff, even while sick and playing it off.
Wow.
So when I said to you, I left for my own well being, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying to you. Because
Yeah, there's too much work for you. Yeah.
yeah, at the end of that, sister, I could barely walk.
Yeah. So
Like
you have done so much. So
yeah,
much. You have given your more than 100% to whatever you have done.
yeah, I couldn't walk 12 feet, not from my bedroom to the bathroom at the end of that.
Oh,
And
wow.
people were still asking me what more could I do.
Yeah. So there you go. So when you don't say no, it is always overwhelming. Overwhelming. It
Well,
is always. Yeah. Sure.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so they kept asking, well, what more can you do? What more can you? And I'm trying to tell them I can help you, but not up close anymore. I need, a little time to heal myself. I need to be able to
Yeah.
heal
Yeah.
myself.
Good for you.
Yeah. So, these are the things that I teach the children now.
Yeah.
When it's done, it's done.
It's done. Absolutely.
When it's done, it's done. Stop
Yeah.
overworking, stop overdoing, stop
Yeah.
overlapping.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's why I was happy to have you come on. When you said that you would come on, I was just overwhelmed. I was like, okay, now I got one of my little Indian face. I took my glasses off. I thought that would have made you laugh because we have the same type of features. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? You look like my grandmother's side people, my grandmother's family. My grandmother is Native American. Yeah. I was
Thank
noticing
you.
your cheeks. I was noticing your eyes, mine like mine. I said, wow, her face is like mine. What's your ethnicity? What's your ethnicity?
Indian.
You
Indian. Indian.
see,
Indian.
yeah. I noticed that was the first thing I noticed. I said, wow, she looked like me. She got my same cheeks, my same eye structure, my same face. I was like, wow, that is so beautiful. So I was happy. That's why I call you sister when I first see you. I said, "Oh wow, she's one of my sisters." You know?
That's so nice to hear. Thank
Yeah,
you so
because
much.
you look like my grandmother's family.
Uh,
Now tell
well,
me,
I must say, like, we are all connected in some way or the other.
yeah, yeah, you see it, right? You understand what I
Yeah.
said? You saw
Yeah.
it, right? You understood, right? I said,
Yes.
"Wow, look, she got my face too. She got my eyes. Like, wow, look." I was laughing when I seen you. You know, most people
Yeah,
don't recognize themselves in each other.
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And when they
Yeah,
recognize it becomes a prejudice. But
it
I know my family,
yeah,
I know my family wherever.
yeah,
You understand that?
yes,
I know my family wherever. All
yeah,
across the world. I know my family wherever. Why? Because we look alike.
yes. That's a strength.
I do. I know my family all over because we look alike.
Yes,
You know, like
absolutely.
I can see my features in my family members.
Yes,
I can
that's
see
right.
my forehead. I can see my eyes, my cheekbones, you know, my face structure. I know my family all across the globe.
That's a strength.
And I never deny my family. You know,
Yeah.
so when you said, you know, yeah, let's do it, I'm like, come on, let's do it. Because there there's something to be gained at all times
Yeah,
when we
that's
come
true.
together in strength and in
Absolutely.
unity. You know,
Yeah.
like I would, like I said, I would have loved to have you as my counselor because I had no problem with punching somebody. Even now, I'd have no problem with putting foot to ass in the name of Jesus. I'm just, I'm just a little reluctant now. I, you, I learned how to laugh now and smile, you know, where I used
Yeah.
to would inflame. Now I just look over at him and smile, you know, like,
Yes, that's a better choice.
This fool just as crazy as they want to be. I just shake my head and laugh and walk away. And they look at me
Yeah.
like, why did she, like, I'm trying to engage you. And I'm telling them, you can't engage me negatively.
Yeah.
Your negative engagement is going to absolutely make me walk away.
Yeah. That's right.
But if you just want to kick it, like, we can just kick it because, you know, I got all kind of flavors. We can, you know, we can go from the hood to the White House.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
That's
do
right.
you know, how do you want to do? Like, because we can
Yeah.
have fun talking about this. We can have fun talking about that. You know, we can have a little fun talking about this. We can do a little that. What do you recommend for parents, like 10 Crimes, um, who's a single father of a baby ADHD,
Mm.
and, you know, like in his furthering of the rearing of the baby.
Yeah. So
Because the baby's
I
going to get
want,
big and start getting rebellious. I'm sorry.
yeah. So the only thing is, you need to know it's a boy or a girl.
A girl.
A girl. Okay. So if your daughter is physically active, then she must learn, uh, what do you say, self defense. So there she will be able to release her anger, like karate, martial arts, any sort of martial arts. So she will learn a skill to save herself, and also there's a lot of physical release over there.
Yeah.
So there are certain, you have to plan her days. If she likes art, she can go for art classes. She needs different environments to groom herself.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and if she's exposed to so many different things, then she's also getting distracted from a particular environment where we are always trying to see her as ADHD and telling her not to do this, not to do that, hey stop, hey this, hey that. Let her be herself somewhere, whatever in the areas where she likes to enjoy, have fun, and don't get too much serious with your child. It's okay to lose with your child. Don't aiming at any game when you're playing with them that you have to win as a father, as a mother. No, just play, just have fun. Bring fun to your life. There's nothing to be serious. God is already watching us. He will take care.
Oh, my kid is
Just
probably. My kids probably pointing in the thing, and right? See, ma, see, ma. They probably pointing right now. See, ma, you hear it, right, mom? Right? And I put on the mute button like, shut up. Shut up. 'Cause they always tell me, you too serious, mom. You gotta loosen up sometime. But I'm silly when I'm silly, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
serious when I'm serious. Because
yeah,
as you said, I want them to be well mannered. Like do
yeah.
not.
That's true. That's true.
So
So,
as
so
go ahead.
yeah. So I would also like to add that uh, play, have fun, but do not uh, let them cross the limit. Crossing
Yeah,
the limit means knowing their boundaries. Like they can do certain things according to age, and they can do certain things only with age.
yeah,
Let's put it that way. And the minimum thing that what we can teach at home is respecting them so that they understand what respect is, and having them teach how to respect others, because
yeah,
everyone matters. You are best, he is also best, she is also best, they are all best in so many different ways. You do not have to compete with anybody. You are your own competition. Yesterday you just learned how to walk, tomorrow you are going to learn how to run. That is your competition.
yes, yes. Well, I wish, like I said, I should have had you over there on my team, girl. I needed you for when I was with my kids because I had them very young. I had them very young, and so they were like my little homies and stuff. But they always laugh because everybody my favorite.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
my favorite.
good.
No, you,
Yeah.
shh, you my favorite. Don't tell your sister. And then she come. I say, "Shh, you my favorite. Don't tell your brother." And then the other one come. You my favorite. Don't tell your brother and your sister. So now, even
Yeah.
as they're big, they laugh at me talking about everybody mommy favorite. No, I'm mommy favorite. No, I'm mommy favorite. No, you all my favorite. Every one of
Yeah.
y'all my favorite. So they
Yeah.
laugh about it right now because I used. You my favorite. Stop. You don't tell your brother. Don't tell your brothers. And so, they laugh and they have a little healthy competition at it now, where,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they all my favorite, everybody my favorite, you know,
Yeah.
they just shake their head like,
Yeah.
no, no. I'm mommy favorite. I'm mommy favorite. And
You're funny.
they're all 30 something now, so it's hilarious. But,
Yeah, it's
you know,
good. It's good. Yeah.
when everybody came to visit individually, we all went out to go do something, between just
Yeah.
us. And then when my oldest son came to visit, me and him went over here, we went over there. We had a blast. He finally
Yeah.
got a chance to see Natasha and not mommy.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
He was
Yeah.
he was caught up in mommy because he's my oldest, so he was caught up in mommy for so long that he never got
Yeah.
a chance to meet Natasha.
Yeah, that's right.
So then when he came down and he got a chance to meet Natasha, he was like, yo, my mom's silly as hell. Like, yo, yo, this lady is funny. Like, oh my God, And then we were graced, God's a funny dude. Because we were graced at the time to be
Mm-hmm.
able to run into another mother and son that were
Mm-hmm.
there hanging out together. They were out of town, but they were hanging out together. And so
Wow.
we were sitting right next to them, and we wind up partying with the mother and the son. You
Yeah.
know, he wind up dancing with the mom, and everybody was
Oh,
looking at him like,
wow.
why is he dancing with this little old lady? But him and the little old lady had such a blast. You would have cracked up laughing. You would have cracked. She she came over and whispered in my ear, "You did such a good job."
That's amazing.
Yeah, while her son is over here whispering in my ear, "What you getting in tonight?" She's telling me he's such a
Yeah.
gentleman. Your son is such a gentleman, but her son is whispering in my ear, "What you doing tonight?" He's hitting on me like, and so it was so hilarious, to walk
Yeah,
out
yeah,
with my son as my friend.
yeah, yeah. Oh, it's
You know,
fun. It's totally, yeah,
yeah, we had a blast, and he laughed, and
yeah.
and um just those things right there. My daughter has always been so much, like my friend. You know what I mean? Because I'm the only girl in my family. She's the only girl. And
Oh, okay.
yes, we come from a family of boys, so it's always been like a camaraderie between my
Oh,
mom, myself and my mom, and then my daughter and myself, because it's just us. It's only one
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so, she's always been like the homie, and but
yeah.
what I love about my daughter in that upbringing is that she never crosses the line from daughter mom. She
Mm,
recognizes, even though my mom talks to me like I would be her little sister, that's still my mom. My mom's still gonna not cross certain boundaries as my mom. And I'm
yeah,
not gonna cross boundaries with her as my mom.
yeah,
If it get to be
yeah.
TMI, we'll tell each other TMI, you know. Too much information, Muka. So it's been with the development, and so these are some of the techniques I've used during the street, with the kids in the street as well,
Yeah.
is to let them know that there's Miss Sash gonna come out here, and we're gonna play the drums, and we're gonna march, and we're gonna create this parade and all this other stuff, and we're gonna have a blast, but don't cross the line.
Mm,
Remember, I'm still Miss
yeah,
Taj B.
yeah.
You know, so don't make me raise my voice is what I be telling them. Don't make me raise my voice. I'm still Miss Taj B. Don't think that we
Yes.
that don't think that we that cool that I won't recommend you. And so that's been my
Yeah.
my fun over the years. That's why I was so happy to have you on. Is there any way, anywhere before this time get away from us that they can reach you? And are there any clinicals or anything that anyone can come and do with you? Is there any way to reach you?
Yeah, they can email me. They can email me in my. I am. Do I? Do you want me to share my email here
Yes, you
in
can
the
share it
chat?
on your screen. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. That way, if someone wants to reach out, if they want to do a collab with you, if they want to ask some questions,
This is one.
I think it would be better from a professional than from me. I'm not a professional. I'm a semi-professional.
Same here. The main professional is up in the sky.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a professional. I'm a semi-professional.
Yes, same here. Okay, I'm sharing. They can see this? No, they cannot see this, right?
Where no, not in the private chat. If you put it in the comment section, wait a minute. Can I
Okay,
share it?
let
Let me
me
see if I can.
copy.
Okay.
Yeah, you can share it. I have done it private share. You can share in the comments.
Don't think I know how to do it, because I don't.
Oh, first I have to join the chat and then. Oh, I don't think I can do it.
Copy email address. I can do it. Wait a minute. Let me see. Here we go.
Okay, okay, good job.
Here
You
we
did
go.
it.
Girl, I ain't that good at it
But
though.
where did you do? I can't see. I can't see. Where did you
I
do it?
told you I'm kind of young.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. That's great.
I told
Yeah.
you I'm kind of young.
Oh, wow. You are smart.
Oh my God.
Ma'am, Task
Don't,
B, you are smart.
don't say that.
Yeah. No, 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 I
Email address.
will.
Okay, now, okay, our Instagram has stopped. That's what But you're still, I don't know if you know, but you're through our radio station. You're going through our radio station, You're going through
Wow.
our webpage, blast247.com, Blast Radio,
Wow. Wow.
Blast Facebook page,
Oh.
Instagram. You're going through my YouTube. You're going through their YouTube. So you're being shown through about 7 different pages right now simultaneously.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. That's why I was saying to you, I can't reschedule. I didn't want to
Yeah.
make it, because it's through. I'm in a time slot through the radio station. That's why. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I absolutely wanted you to have your time to be able to share your information, get out there a
Yeah.
little bit more because I believe that people like you are needed in the world.
Thank you so much. And I feel likewise for you as well because you have seen what life you had, and still you have drawn strength from there and helped so many other kids. That's just amazing. That
Yeah,
is
I love them.
amazing.
Yeah, I love them. I was just with one of my little babies this weekend, and
Uh,
she when she they walked past me a couple times because they're used to me at home. So now I'm in Florida, and she's they walked past me a couple times, and I noticed them. I was like, "Why I know these faces?" And then they stopped. They was like from home, And I looked down like, "Oh my god!" But it wasn't, it was the people that she was with that
yeah,
recognized
yeah,
me for her, and then I caught them up, and I just stopped and I looked at her. I said, "Who am I?"
yeah.
And she just stopped and looked at me, and like a tear came down her eye. She said, "Oh
Oh,
God, Miss Taj," and we just
yeah,
hugged, and everybody around us in the convention just watched us like who is this lady? By the affection, one toward another, they were trying to figure out then, well, who am I? Who is she?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I'm looking at them like nobody, just a little lady in the neighborhood. You know,
yeah,
I'm really nobody. And so
yeah,
it was so good to be able to celebrate her,
yeah,
and in what I call now my city, because
yeah,
that's home, but this is my city that now you're entering into. So it was good to be able to celebrate one of my little babies in my new
yeah.
city,
Wow.
like
Yeah,
welcome, So it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
yeah, it was a real special treat for me this weekend, and to
that's
get to see him grow up and then spread out like that, like not
yeah,
only do Miss Tosh be spread out, but I'm glad to see y'all spread out too.
yeah, yeah.
Like
And Miss Ashby, I learned something from you today.
what you learn.
Don't tell anyone you are my favorite.
That's right. Shh, you my favorite. you my,
Oh my, I'm going to remember this all the
yeah,
time.
you my favorite. You my favorite. You my favorite. You
Yeah,
know, so they keep that with her forever. You my favorite. You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
you my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so much love for him, because when you go through so much, when you go
Yeah,
through so much, you know, I what I want to give him back be so much.
yeah,
It's never a little. It's always a lot. It's always going to be a lot. It's
yeah,
always going to be an overabundance. Like,
yeah,
to the point where it make it shiny. You know how
yeah, that's
God
right.
make it that overabundance, that abundance, and it make you shiny, And that's all I
Yeah,
ever want for them is shine on,
yeah,
you
that's
know.
right.
Don't
Yes.
ever don't ever worry about dulling yourself down. Shine on,
Yeah, shine on. That's right. Very
you
right.
know.
Yes.
Yeah. So anything you want to tell our audience before we get out of here? I'm going a little bit over my time. I always do.
I just want to tell everybody that choose love and be love
That's
because
right.
love's a choice. Yeah.
That's
You
right.
can choose. You have the freedom to choose. So choose love.
That's right. That's right.